Allison. This is Wonder Crochet, or should I call it Wonder Knit today? If you didn't know, I don't know how to knit, which I don't know how you would know that, but I've never knitted anything before, and I've always wanted to learn because, you know, knit and crochet, they really are like sisters. And one of my goals for this year is to learn how to knit. Sometimes when you take a relaxing hobby like crochet and you turn it into a business, which I'm not complaining whatsoever, I absolutely love what I do. But sometimes it's nice to have a little hobby on the side, a relaxing hobby that you just do for fun, you just do to relax. And I'm hoping that that is what knitting can be for me. And I see things all the time on social media, on YouTube, that people knit and they are just gorgeous. I'd love to get into making more clothes, and there are certain things that look really great crocheted clothes-wise, and things that just look better knitted. And I think we can all agree with that. And so I just want to give it a go, see if I can do it and see if I enjoy it. And I just wanted to take you along on the little learning journey today. If you're also a crocheter and you don't know how to knit, you can follow along with me. This is not me teaching, but I will share the resources that I'm using from people who are just such talented knitters. So if you want to follow along with those resources, then we can learn together. But I definitely don't want to steer you wrong, because I'm sure some of you knitters are going to watch this video and just be screaming at the things that I'm doing wrong. But that's also fun. So if you're watching this and you're a knitter and you have advice for me along the way, please share it with me in the comments. I would love to hear your advice. There's nothing I love more than when you all share with me your tips and tricks, and that just helps me so much. So I didn't know where to even start, to be honest. And I started doing just some Google searches, and as you know, it's kind of hard to search for things on Google nowadays. And I was searching for what needles I need to use, because we need to get our tools first before we're able to learn anything. I don't have any knitting needles, so I'm going to take you with me to Michael, see what we can find. But my first couple searches of what size needles to use, or even what types of needles, I had no idea what circular needles were, what the difference was between them, so I phoned a friend. I found that the best way that you can learn things is by just asking your friends or asking family, people around you who know how to do these things. I found that that's just the best way to learn. It's even better than YouTube or Googling things. So I asked my friend Rachel to just explain some basic things of knitting for me, like knitting needles, and I'll pop and hear what she had to say.
Okay, so I'm making this right now, and since it's worked in like panels in the front and the back, and it has parts of it that's in the round as well, I am using these types of metal needles that are on the loop, because see how it's so big? If you were to do this on straight knitting needles, you need really long ones, and they bash into your arms and your legs a lot when you're working with really long needles. So it's just easier to use these loop needles. Now there's different types. There's bamboo needles. These types of needles are really good for making a scarf or things of, oh, one of these is a fish. I grabbed one of each here. Isn't that so cute? My aunt made these for me. These are really good for making a scarf. And then I love the bamboo needles for the straight needles. However, I find for the loop needles like this, I don't like them as much. I prefer the metal needles. I got the I don't know how it's pronounced. Chicago. I call them my Chicago needles as a joke. They're very, very expensive though, these ones. It was definitely worth it for me because I work with these types of needles a fair amount.
So if you don't already follow Rachel, definitely give her a follow. Her page will just honestly make you smile. And thank you so much, Rachel, for your advice. So we are going to head to Michael's now and pick out some knitting needles. I'm hoping to get around size 7 because I want to knit with worsted weight yarn. All this yarn over here is worsted weight yarn, and I don't use it that often, and it's just going to waste just sitting here. I mean, yes, it looks beautiful, but I want to actually use it. So I think that this is the perfect opportunity. I can use some of this yarn to learn and to make some new things. Hopefully. I don't know if I'm gonna even be good at it. So I'm super excited to have a nice, cozy knitting day with you all. And before we head out to Michael's to get our yarn needles, let's chat about the sponsor of today's video. I want to take a moment and thank Birch Living for sponsoring today's video. If you're like me and you love cozying up with your crafts, having a high quality, comfortable mattress is such a game changer. And Birch makes that possible with their organic, sustainably sourced mattresses. Birch Living makes mattresses crafted with natural and organic materials like organic cotton, organic wool, and 100% natural latex. They're also free of polyurethane foams and fiberglass, so you can sleep comfortably without worrying about off-gassing or harmful chemicals. I've had my Birch mattress for a couple weeks now, and it's completely changed my sleep. As someone who spends hours crocheting and crafting and working on new projects, having proper support at night has made such a difference. No more waking up with stiffness or feeling overheated. Plus, Birch includes 2 of their Eco Rest pillows made from recycled materials, which are so comfortable and I absolutely love. With Birch, you get a 100-night sleep trial to make sure that you absolutely love it, plus a 25-year warranty. And the best part, they deliver it right to your door free in the US. It arrives rolled up in a box, making it super easy to set up. I know we live in a townhouse, so I didn't have to worry about it fitting up the stairs, and honestly, setup was super easy. So if you're looking to upgrade your sleep and create a cozier space for your craft time, Birch is running their President's Day sale, so you can get 27% off a new mattress with the code BirchPartner27. I really love my Birch mattress, and I've been looking for an organic mattress for years. I think you'll love it too. Check out the link in my description to grab this deal while it lasts. Now that we're ready to get all cozy with our Birch mattress, let's finally get started on our knitting journey and head to Michael's for some supplies. As soon as I walked in, I was already distracted by all the cute stuff they had for spring. These ottomans were beautiful. And then, of course, the spring stuff was all in the front, and these bunnies were just too cute. And then I saw this beautiful vase that I just had to have. Okay, we're back on track now, and I am looking at the knitting needles and just kind of seeing what they had. And they did have a decent selection, which I was happy to see. And I kind of had trouble figuring out exactly which one I should get. So I looked at these metal ones and I really liked them, but they didn't have the size that I wanted, and I definitely wanted a size 7. So I looked at these ergonomic ones, which I thought might be a good replacement. We'll see. And then of course I had to take a look at the yarn, and the Fluffy Flex yarn is just so cute. Also, look at this beautiful collection. I honestly need every single piece that they have there. I'm back. Let's do a little haul. I'm holding one of the things already because it was clanking around in there. You know, I can't go to Michael's and just get one thing because they have different decor themes, like changing all the time, and they're starting to come out with spring stuff, and you know how I feel about spring. So I just had to check out what they had, and I'll show you what I got. I didn't get that much. I could have gotten a lot more. So I did get the knitting needles, and I don't know if I got the right ones. I went off of Rachel's advice and I decided to get circular knitting needles because the long-term plan is to crochet. The long-term plan is to knit more clothes. See, I'm not used to it already. Is to knit clothes. So I wanted to go with the circular knitting needles. I did these ergonomic ones just because they look nice. I don't know much about it. If you have a particular knitting needle that you love, let me know. I did see they had bamboo ones, but I did read that bamboo can be a little bit more difficult for beginners because the yarn doesn't slide as easily down those. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I read. So I decided to go with these. As you saw, they had the other ones that were just like the steel circular knitting needles, and they just didn't have the right size that I wanted. They were sold out, which makes me feel good because then that kind of feels like I'm going in the right direction since that seems to be a popular size. And so here is what these look like. Here, I'll do a little close up. And I did go with the ergonomic ones that have kind of a little bit of, not really grippy here, but it's a triangle shape, so it might be easier to hold. I'm not sure. And then it has the steel cord down here, so if you want to do like larger projects, I believe that's what that's for. So we did get what we were going there for. I'll show you just a few other things that I got. I got this snail. I thought it was so cute. It's in their new, it's almost like a water lilies type collection. I don't know if that's what it was called. I didn't look on the sign, but they had a lot of water lily themed things. And this snail was just so cute. I just couldn't pass it up. It's so cozy, and a lot of things in my house are nature themed. So I thought that this went along well with the rest of my home decor. So I think I might go back. I might do a spring decorating vlog where we kind of change out and put the new artwork up and new plushies up, like the spring plushies, and decorate the craft room. So I might go back to Michael's then because there was a ton of stuff that I really liked. But I'd like to wait until they have bigger sales on this stuff because I do feel like the prices that they put it at are fairly high for decor, and I know that they do that because they do have a lot of sales. So we're gonna wait for a sale and get just a few more things. And then I'm so excited about this. It's a vase, and it's a teapot with teacups stacked on it, and then you can put the flowers and the water in there. I love this. I really do. I'm wondering, is the water gonna come out here? Oh, it is open. I'm sorry, I don't know why I just did that. So I have to be careful how much water I put in there because this spout is open. Interesting. It was so Alice in Wonderland. It's perfect. It'll look beautiful. I need to get some flowers to put in here, but I could not pass this up. Don't worry, we'll get back on track to knitting soon, I promise. And then the last two things I got are yarn because I have never seen this yarn before. It's kind of like Feels Like Bliss, but it's called Feels Like a Dream. And when I tell you, it truly does feel like a dream. It is so soft and kind of squishy, and there's the strand right there. Oh, it's just, I love it. And I got it for a very specific project, the new pattern that I'm designing, which I cannot wait to design now because I didn't know that this yarn existed. So it's exactly perfect for what I need it for. So stay tuned for that. I'll show you those patterns soon. I haven't designed them yet, but I've designed them up in here. Okay, let's put all of my stuff from my haul out of the way. Let's get started on learning how to knit. So I need to decide what yarn I want to use to learn this. Definitely a worsted weight yarn. I think I'm going to use this Cinnamon Swirl Cakes. This is in the colorway Heat Wave. This is 100% acrylic, and I am going to use this to learn because I read that for size 7 knitting needles that worsted weight is good for that. So let's move over to my desk because I am going to put on a little video so I can learn how to cast on, and we'll go from there. We'll check in and see how things are going. But I'll put in the video description the video that I'm using to learn how to cast on. I wish that I had someone in my life that could teach me in person how to knit, And I probably could go to a local class to learn, but I didn't see any coming up in even the next couple months around me. We are resorting to YouTube to learn, which is great. There's so many wonderful teachers and great knitters on YouTube. So let's get started. I'm very excited. I am using RJ Knits video on how to knit. It isn't specifically for using circular needles, but I kind of just want to learn the basics, how to cast on and how to knit. And I heard that you can do panels with these needles, and apparently you can do panels with circular needles as well. So I am just going to watch this video. It has 12 million views, so I just assume by that volume that it's a good video to start. I'm going to watch that and then I'm going to come back and show you what I've learned so far. Quick note, I've only gotten as far as the slip knot, which thanks to crochet I already know how to do. I do like that these are attached to each other, because the amount of times that I lose a crochet hook in the couch or, I don't know, on the floor somewhere, I feel like if I had two separate ones that I would be losing them. Okay, that's all. I'm learning how to cast on here, and one thing that I found interesting is, so when you hold your crochet work, you wrap it around your finger this way, but when you hold it to knit, you wrap it around this way to scoop the loop, as he says, and create that first stitch there. And I'm finding that I keep wanting to go this way and then I can't create the loop. So I have to keep reminding myself to wrap the yarn around the other way. And I just found that was interesting because, again, like, I'm used to wrapping it around this way and I automatically kind of do that. But to scoop it on there, I go the other way. So super interesting. Again, I haven't gotten that far, but I'm enjoying it so far, and I just know that I'm really going to love this as a new cozy hobby. Got the casting on down. That's probably the easiest part, right? And I found that my yarn keeps getting tangled on the cord, so maybe I should have gotten separate knitting needles. I don't know. We're just going for it. So I'm trying to create like the first stitch and actually knit here. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm struggling a little bit. I can't figure out how to get the yarn off onto this other needle and have it stay. I might have just done it. I'm gonna keep watching and see if I did that right. I might have done it right. Does that look right? I'm struggling, but I am enjoying myself through the struggle. I think I have a hang of the actual knitting portion of it. I don't have like how to hold it comfortably yet, you know? But I think I am at least doing it correctly. I found that the part that I struggle with most is getting it off the end of the other needle. And I feel like that will, you know, just come with more practice, but it seems that that is kind of what's holding me up every time, is actually getting it off of that needle, and I have to like keep guiding it with my thumb. And I don't know if that's normal, if that's how it's supposed to be. I feel like it's probably not. I feel like you shouldn't have to guide it with your thumb like that. You didn't see that. I just messed up. But I will say I can see how, once you get the hang of it, how relaxing this will be. And I like it. It's just like crochet in that it's repetitive. So I really do like that. But I will say, for, you know, only doing this for, like 10 minutes now? I'm happy with my progress. So I am going to just continue doing this and seeing if I can get more comfortable, especially with slipping it off of the other needle and onto, you know, like the needle that we're working on. I want to see if I can get more comfortable with that. See, I keep splitting my yarn, which was such a common occurrence when I was learning how to crochet, was splitting the yarn. That was probably like the most difficult thing for me when learning how to crochet. Maybe not the most difficult, but yeah, splitting the yarn was always an issue. As you can see, I'm almost done transferring over to the other, and I'm sure some of you knitters are like looking at this like but mind you, I've been knitting for 10 minutes now. So I am going to keep practicing, and I am going to see if I can create, you know, just like a little panel swatch here, and we'll see what it looks like. But overall, big fan of knitting. I don't know why I waited this long. And if you are looking for a video, this RJ Knits one I found is really easy to use. He goes very slow, which I appreciate. Okay, I think I have the hang of it. Obviously the tension is not good. I am still getting comfortable with the actual movements, and so I have very different tensions here. But I am enjoying it, and I know that, you know, practice makes perfect. If I just keep going, then I feel like it's going to get better. But I am pretty proud of myself for learning this today. And this is just, you know, an hour or so's progress. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm excited to learn more. So if you have any knitting tips, or you have any patterns that you want me to try, obviously after I practice some more, please, please, please leave them in the comments. I would love to hear them. And thank you so much for coming along my knitting journey today. I'm definitely excited to learn more and to be able to actually make my first knit wearable. So if you don't already, give me a follow over on Instagram. I post all my new projects and fun over there. I'll also post my knitting updates over there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, we'll see you again real soon.